Hello, this is David in Henderson, Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada, whatever, either way. I'm a senior, 65 years old, recovering from obviously an ischemic stroke, had a pulmonary embolism, and obviously permanently damaged from my brain and stuff like that. But I want to go over hydration. A lot of the things I've studied into why I had a stroke, which is hypertension. I went over this, dehydration, not drinking enough water and salt, and being on a low carb diet which doesn't retain water in your body. That's a bad thing about low carb diets, because carbohydrates hold fluid in your body to kind of keep your body from being dehydrated. Obviously, as soon as your body gets dehydrated, your blood gets thick. I guess as a young person, it's not as big, obviously. When you get older, it's precautionary that you cannot fluid. Now we're talking nobody should be drinking calories. No orange juice. You should never drink calories. Okay, that's just so it's no good. But again, we went over the mornings using salt, mineral salt. Obviously not the shit that you Morton salt, but like Baja or Celtic or one of those. But Baja, quarter of a teaspoon or half a teaspoon and about 12, 15 ounces of water when you first wake up will pretty much kind of put an edge off having a stroke because of dehydration. A lot of, I had my stuff at like 11, 12, and a lot of it I thought about it and I studied that a lot of those heart attacks and strokes are formed because you're sleeping at night and you're laying flat, and it's just, this when it all happens. But anyway, I've been following everything I say as I've been doing for 2 years just to make sure that it helped. Okay, that helped me. I drink salt water every morning. Obviously, I live in Vegas, which is very hot and hydrated for especially seniors. We have a lot of people die on the streets. Of course, you would never hear that in the news because it's a beautiful town, come spend your money. And but anyway, hydration, obviously critical. And number two, when I say these things, I've been doing. Obviously, I do a 10 different things of protocol to get off medication. The only medication I take is a statin because, I just it's a no-brainer that I got to take it to keep the LDL down. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and fight that, but I'm off blood pressure medication for the last 2.5 years, off blood thinners, and I've recycled the thing into health as far as, replacing those things with products that I can take as long as I'm alive, which I don't know how long, whatever. But another supplement I've been using for many years, but the last 2 years religiously, is creatine. Creatine is more important for seniors than all the young people at the gym. Creatine helps your muscles store water. It'll keep you somewhat of strength. Now, there's this whole thing that you read about seniors having enough protein. Let me tell you something. I was a competitive bodybuilder that did well, okay? I never had a protein powder drink. And then in my era of bodybuilding in 80s, 90s, the only people who took protein powder are the people that followed the people, saying they took it who never took it. Your body can't utilize that, but everything you hear about is seniors getting enough protein to spare muscle. Again, we went over this. Nothing keeps muscle in your body and keeps you strong except resistance training. Nothing. You have to do some form of resistance training. Okay? If you don't know what to do, get help. If you lived around me, I'll help you. But you got to resistance train, okay? And it doesn't mean you have to go kill yourself at the gym, but you can buy cheap light dumbbells and a bench and do whatever you can do to stress any muscles you can. Obviously the legs are a priority, okay? Because I had a left side stroke, my right side is obviously weaker. It functions to a normal person looking at me, but if anything fails my right leg, it will give out on me. Like I can't go run because as soon as I put all my weight on my right side, it'll collapse. You know, I can't. It's just the way it is. It's permanent damage, as the doctor says, from the blood being cut off, the nerves, and whatever. But it's, you know, it's livable because I'm not going to be running a marathon, and I'm not going to be running. If somebody said fire, get out of it. Like, this party's over. I'm not trying to, you know. But anyway, creatine is very critical. 5 grams a day with some type of carbohydrate, you know, because it'll create an insulin response and drive it into your muscles. And preferably, if possible, but it doesn't matter, after a workout or any type of exercise. If you go for a walk for 30 minutes, do it like that. Put it in the thing. And something like orange juice or any type of carb, or eat a piece of fruit with it. It'll make it utilize better into your muscles instead of, otherwise it'll kind of just pass through you in a way. Your body still use it, but that's just being more efficient. But creatine, like mineral salt, is critical. Critical. Okay, we went over all the, I mean, I have a, my life is trying to stay alive till I go. I don't want to go out slow and being like I hear people dumping family members in nursing homes and hoping they die. That's what I hear from people. You know, that's all it boils down to. You know, when you're not expendable, it's just the way it is. People are thinking what they're going to, you know, it is life. It's not moaning and groaning. It's human beings, you know. We move on, even from our family. And it took me a while to realize how my family, kids, and all that stuff kind of like looked at me. But I understand, you know what I mean? I understand. It's just the way it goes, you know what I mean? I understand more things now than before. Before it was like, well, I put into them, you know, and they can't, you know, and nobody can help. No, nobody cares. You will never, don't ever do anything for your kids or your friends or your family or anybody thinking it's going to be paid back. That's the truth of it. You know, it's not an investment account, okay? You do something for anybody, your family or anything. Don't think in your mind it's coming back. It's just that you're giving it with no expecting nothing back. But anyway, that's that. Okay, one more supplement that I've been using for about 3 years, and I don't say things I do until I know. Okay, I'm not a doctor. As obviously you can tell me here with no shirt on. You know, I'm not getting ready for surgery, or you know what I mean. I'm not a doctor. Like, I would be doing this if I'm a doctor. I see people on YouTube who are doctors doing this. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? Whatever. But, you know, I have to say that I'm not a doctor. Like, somebody out there would confuse me as being a doctor. But the other supplement, obviously I've told you a bunch, but we went over this: mineral salt, creatine, and the other one for men is Cialis. I've been taking Cialis for about 3 years every day, and that's what got me off blood pressure medication. I take 10 milligrams a day, and I think Cialis for anybody past 45, 50 should be, it's a no-brainer. Take 2.5 or 5 milligrams a day. I take 10 milligrams, sometimes 20. I have never missed a day in 2 years, 2.5 years, whatever. But it truly helps, okay? It's not a maybe. It's a no-brainer. It's don't need to ask anybody. Just do your own research. Everything I check into, you know, even with AI, you need to check with your doctor. You kidding me? I try to call my primary doctor. It takes him 3 weeks to get back to me. And he don't know shit about vitamin C. What the hell, check with your doctor? I ask all my doctors about stuff, and they just said, well, let me refer you to somebody else. Like, go away. You know, I know what they're saying. Get out of here, dude. You know, I get it. So you have to take the charge of like looking out for yourself, dude. I mean, don't think that the doctor, you're like auto lube. You're like quick Valvoline. Just drive through. They don't got time to like, you know, you see these commercials, like people calling their doctor and saying it's a happy visit. And the doctors like come in and sit down and hang. I don't know, what the hell is this? This is bullshit. But anyway, you got me going here. This is with my stroke thing. I'm fucking crazy. Sometimes my brain just doesn't function. You know what I mean? I forget where I'm at. I can't drive on the freeways. I have tremendous paranoia for my stroke. My brain, you know, I can't shower. I'm a wreck mentally, okay? And I will never get that part of my life back. And I accept that, but you know. But anyway, I say those three things. Obviously, I have a protocol of like, I probably take 10 different things of supplements. Everything I do, every meal I eat, everything I drink is monitored and good for me. If it's not good for me, I don't do it, okay? I don't do it. I don't do nothing for pleasure. And it's sort of like a self thing of just, the doctor says it's kind of like self-hating myself, not giving me, I don't want anything that is not good for me, because I don't have nobody to fall out. You watch these stupid commercials, you know, people are sick and their wives or husbands are taking them. Most people I know don't have nobody. They're like me in their 60s, sick, broke, and hey, you know, I went to a doctor about my eyes, you know, and they said, you know, they checked it, you got cataracts in your right eye, but barely enough for the insurance to pay Medicare. So I said, oh, okay. But then he read my charts. He goes, you had a left side brain stroke, so it'll affect your right eye. He goes, I can't tell you. I can correct that because you're maybe more of a brain thing and you barely got enough for the insurance to say it's cataract and they'll pay for it. He goes, I've seen patients way worse than that at your age. And so he goes, I can't tell you, I promise you that your eyes will be corrected after our surgery. I said, well, hell with that. I'm done. I don't need to have a procedure on just because I'm bored. No. But anyway, for today, obviously we went over this about training. Okay, I don't know what you can do, but you got to do something, man. And you got to be strong. You know, you got to realize that nobody cares about you. Nobody's going to save us, save me. I already know that. Nobody, you know. It's like I lived for fucking 65 years in a cave and came out in the same situation. It's fucking, it's crazy, but maybe I was the same way in my brain, a selfish piece of shit. I don't know, but I'm sorry if I was to anybody. You know, I'm sure you'll be happy. Anybody's happy that whatever happened to me, good for them. If I can make your day, good. But anyway, today's thing, we already know mineral water is critical, especially in the mornings when you wake up. 12 ounces or half a teaspoon of this Baja salt. Okay, and you can mix that and put it on all you. Once you have that salt, you will never have table salt, guaranteed. And I don't get nothing out of that. Okay, I like to tell you I own the company and hey, you know, I'm getting the plug in. No, but once you use that salt, you will not use that shit table salt. Creatine, okay, must. It's a no-brainer. It's probably cost you $5 a month to take it. Cialis. For most people, 5 milligrams a day. You don't, you know, you can go to your doctor and he'll do whatever you can, but it ain't gonna hurt nobody, okay? Millions of people are taking that, men. I can't speak for women, but I know for men, you know, it relaxes all your arteries, it makes it less chances of a heart attack or stroke. It's good for your prostate. It's a no-brainer, okay? My name is David, okay, in Henderson or in Las Vegas, wherever the hell it is. And stay strong, because you have to be strong. I'm telling you, when you go down, you'll see that you're going to be an annoyance to everybody. So if you haven't gone down, stay strong, stay healthy, invest in yourself. Invest in your health. I mean, I met somebody getting a new car, and he asked me about supplements and what he should do. I'm like, it probably costs you $400 or $500. Well, I can't afford that. You're an idiot. 60 years old, buy a new car at a payment of $1,200 a month and can't do anything for your own personal health. You wait till anyway. Peace out. I'll talk to you soon. Stay strong and understand. You got to take care of yourself. Okay, I meet these people. I've watched these videos, and you see these people talk to you like they're like in some Disneyland. I'm not. I don't live in Disneyland. Okay, I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I've been through hell. I'm a strong person. I'm a minority with no parents brought here in this country. So I've learned to be numb and realize that nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. So you got to take care of yourself. Peace out.